Fly 533. That is Evan Turner's company. He's a 16-year-old, and he has taken all of his winnings and put it into a company that builds FPV parts. Whether he succeeds or fails is really secondary to the fact that he is starting on a path of entrepreneurship at the age of 16. It's amazing. I hope you guys love the episode. As always, I want to thank my patrons. You guys are awesome. If you would like a podcast version of this and all episodes, go check out the link into my Patreon below. $3 a month gets you a podcast for every interview that I do. Anyways, I'll talk to you soon. Bye. All right, so let's talk about 533, or is it 533?
533, 533 doesn't matter.
Okay. So it feels like all of a sudden, and I mean, there's absolutely no reason you shouldn't capitalize on it. You're a 2-time national champion. You are going to DRL. Your name's in the spotlight, and it feels like there is a lot of heads up stuff turning up everywhere. Mm-hmm. So tell me, like, what products are you putting out through 533 first?
Yeah, so the products we have now, and that this list is growing pretty fast, so we started out with a frame, which is the Switchback frame. All of this is available on our website, fly533, which is right here, .com.
Mm-hmm. We'll put a link to that in the show notes.
Yeah, awesome. So yeah, fly533.com. Mm-hmm. And so we started out with the frame, which was the Switchback. That is the frame that I used to win nationals this year. It's what I used in Turkey at the WDC. So that was our first product. And then more recently, and I have to call DHL tomorrow morning because my motors are stuck in customs again, which I think is ironic because of nationals. Yeah. Like me and motors and customs just don't work along together, I guess. So I'll have to. So then that'll be the motors, which would be the 533, like the Headsup FPV edition motors. We sell the Headsup props through our store, through my store from HQ, and that's really all we have right now. Obviously, we have plans to just keep growing and growing. Myself and Armando, he is like I heard, or like you heard earlier in the interview, is that he's my fleet manager. He builds my quads and stuff. And there's a whole story to that about how he ended up designing a frame for me, and then that was just going to be me working with another popular company, and they were just going to sell it for me and give me like a couple bucks for each frame that sold. Right. And then that kind of evolved into me splitting off from that and just going through my own company. And I'm really, really happy that all happened. It's something that it's like, especially so this last semester I was homeschooled because of all the racing stuff that I was going to be doing. And it kind of opened my eyes to a lot of the things that I can learn, like the travel that I've done that I can't learn in high school and things like that. And I'm back in high school or public school now. And it's just like, especially just going back into the classes and realizing all the things that I wouldn't have learned. Like even if I'm taking like a business or an accounting class, like you get to learn about it, but you don't get to actually do it. And I really, really have enjoyed doing all this myself, or not myself. Armando has been a huge help. My mom has been a huge help because she's worried about the FBI coming through like taxes and me not like. Right. I don't even want to get into that, but she's been a huge help with the taxing and the booking side. And then I also want to give a shout out to Matt Hill. He's been our website guy. Our company is obviously built around a website, and it would not have been possible without him. He's been working for free and just like parts and stuff like that. And he's made an amazing website for us and always been a huge help. And then we actually, this goes into a few of the things that like sets us apart, I'd say, as a company, is that we have a EU warehouse. So instead of not selling to retailers, we have a warehouse in Germany, and we have 2 guys over there who've been an amazing help. And they're doing awesome things for us. They're doing their own printing, have amazing print quality over there, and they're just doing some really awesome things. So it wouldn't have been possible without a lot of people. But yeah, it's kind of, I think the day we started was November 14th, which I think was the first day of nationals, was when our pre-orders went live. And now I think we're like 2 months and 6 days in or something like that. Mm-hmm. And we've turned into our frame has been wildly successful, selling tons to people all over the world. It's just a really, really amazing feeling. So now we're going to move over to marketing these motors and hopefully making those popular and things like that. But yeah, we're really, really happy with how that's all turned out. We couldn't have expected that in a million years.
What, you mentioned about being in public schools versus being in home schools. You're starting, you're effectively starting your own business. You're 16 years old. What things have you learned out of that?
It's so crazy. Like if you just think from like the outside perspective of like what a business is, and especially like you can make a business sound so simple, especially one just sending out like these drone parts and stuff like we're doing. But there's so much behind it. Like there's shipping, and then the whole website thing. Our website, like we don't have like a brick and mortar store anywhere. It's all done through websites. So we had to get a website built. And then the stuff that is I had to learn most of is like taxes, accounting, all kinds of stuff like that I'd never done before. Because like I'm 16, I've never had to do my taxes or anything like that, and that's something that you learn as you get older. But I've had to learn things like that, sales tax. I've had to learn like tariffs, and like especially since we have an international warehouse, I've had to learn the taxes over in Germany and in France and all kinds of these crazy places. And there's just so much that I've been able to learn, that I've been able to do like hands-on, which I think is really, really awesome, because I love being able to learn hands-on and doing it myself. And it's really hard for anyone to just start up a business, especially at our age, because most people look at a 16-year-old kid and be like, oh, you're just a kid, like it doesn't matter, they won't take you seriously and things like that. So I've been able to kind of leverage my position in the drone industry to be able to kind of get people to take me seriously and things like that, to where like this is going to be a real thing, and like I plan on like turning this into a big thing. And we've been able to do that, luckily, and with the help of Armando, he's been a huge help. And we've been able to do things like that not many people expected us to do, which is great. And you can watch all the videos and like lessons online or in high school or whatever, but doing it hands-on is another thing. And there's so much, and even just like a small business, like we are a tiny business in relation to all kinds of other things, but I would recommend to anyone just to try it. Like there's so much to learn. It opens up so many doorways, or like ways to just go in life. Like I'm 16. Like everyone at 16 has no clue what they want to do in life. They might have some ideas, but like there's just it opens so many doors in the future to do other things and have the experience over someone who might be 20 who comes out with a business degree that has never opened a business, versus me who might also have a business degree but has actually done it. So I can have that head start in life and things like that, which I think will be really helpful past drone racing and DRL and all kinds of other things. It's just when I'm 40 or whatever and have 2 kids and I'm starting a business, like I have that hands-on experience. And so I do it 10 times over again. I know it stressed out my mom with all the whole taxes situation and things like that. So I have to constantly apologize for all the stress she's under and whatnot. But I definitely would do it 10 times over again. It's just been an amazing, amazing experience to learn all of this. And there's so much to business that not many people think about, but I definitely didn't think about. But yeah, it's just been super, super cool to learn all about this. And just to meet everyone in the community. Everyone's really loving the product, and just even better than any race I've ever won or any sponsorship I've ever gotten, just to get a message from one of my customers saying like how much they've enjoyed the frame or the customer service or something, like that just makes me feel 10 times better than I being Vanover, for example. Like it just feels so awesome to know that someone enjoys a product that you spent the time and money to bring to the market. So yeah, I absolutely love doing it, and I hope to do it in the future.
So who is now? Is the R&D going through you, going through your partner? How are you guys handling the R&D?
So Armando for this, go ahead.
And the design.
Yeah. So the design, we'll start with that. Armando is an aerospace engineer. He has multiple degrees. Yeah. So he's worked for many companies and big companies that have done a whole lot. And so he knows his stuff. And that was ended up being like the perfect storm, in my opinion, is because he might not be like the top pilot or like have the biggest social media or things like that, but he just had these amazing, and after talking to him through like being my fleet manager and things like that, he said these amazing ideas. He had a great name in the industry. Like everyone loved him because he was so helpful and stuff. So he had a good name in the industry. He knew everything about design. He knew what a good quad pilot wanted because he was one. And then he also knew what I wanted because I talked to him all the time through fleet management, and he knew what I liked and stuff like that. So he does all the design on the CAD and things like that, and he has done an absolutely incredible job. He can whip up designs like nobody. He comes up with just design ideas that no one has ever thought of, and it's just he's so revolutionary and just done amazing things. So he does all the design, and then I've been able to leverage my success in like the 5-inch world and things like that to get his name, not to get his name out there, but to get our name 533 out there and get him sold. So I really like his engineering intuition and things like that, combined with like my succession and like quads and whatnot, and like my social media and things like that, have been able to build this like this company that has been pretty successful so far. So him combined with myself have been able to work with each other because he's a good pilot, and then he helps me a lot. So as far as the R&D, we've built up a team of like, I think we have like 15 or 20 team pilots now that we sponsor. So we have a big team of guys, and they're all top guys. So we have top guys from all over the world, and we have this big group chat. And like, if you think about the perfect way to make the perfect product, you get the top 20 in the industry, and you just get them all in a group chat, and you'd be like, all right, guys, what do we need to change? What's better? All right, let's test this. We'll send out prototypes to all over the world, and then we'll see what breaks. We'll see what's lighter. We'll see what's heavier, stronger, whatever. And then so it took, and what most people don't realize is it wasn't just a one prototype and it's out type deal. Like, we spent thousands and thousands of dollars, thousands of hours. Mondo spent thousands of time on calls with me, and we were able to just go back and forth and just slowly make this product better. We started off deep in the hole with all this prototyping that we've done. We had to send out to multiple team pilots, send them all free stuff, but ultimately it came back to be just a huge benefit to us. We came out with not a halfway finished product. We came out with a 110% finished product that blew everything else. I'm not going to say blew everything else out of the water, but was just exactly what us and all the other top pilots that we had worked with wanted. It was light. It had so many different different features that no other frame had ever seen before, with like the side force generators that mount to the arms in a super special way, with the arms interlock. There's so many different things we were able to add that weren't in our first design. Like, some people can come out with their first design, put it on the market, and it's a good frame, but not design 1, 2, 3, or 4. We're at like design 7 or 8. I think our files or something say like version 8 or version 9. There's so many different versions of each part even that we were able to just really master this product, which is a Switchback. And so yeah, the R&D took a very long time, but at the end of the day, it was really worth it. We were able to build up a team of guys who've been able to support us and do just amazing thing as far as the PR side. We've been a bunch of races with it. It actually just won the Swedish Drone Nationals like this weekend.
Cool.
So it's constantly winning races. If you go on Facebook, you'll constantly see it in all the groups, everyone enjoying it. And like I said, like, that is just the best feeling to myself over any race that I've ever won and things like that. So yeah, it was just kind of a shot in the dark of just some ideas that came up in my mind of how I wanted to market it and things like that. And I knew how big of an investment it would be to do all this prototyping and send out to all these pilots and things like that. But it really ended up turning into a product that we are 110% happy with, and that we can get out to as many people as we can, and hope they are happy with it too.
So feel free to not answer this question. But I mean, 7, 8 versions of prototypes on frames, on motors, on props, on whatever else you're working on. Where's the funding coming from?
It is 100% from myself. So I've been able to save up some money through through winning races and things like that. Obviously, there's cash prizes through that. I've been fortunate enough to start receiving some money from sponsors and things like that for using their products and stuff. And I've been, all my friends and stuff from school, like, they'll see I'll win a race for X amount of money, or they'll see I'll get paid X amount of money from X sponsor, and they'll be like, oh, dude, let's go buy a car, or do this, let's go have fun and do whatever. And I've had to stay away from that and really just saving the money. So it's just been like sitting in a bank account for a while. I never really knew what I was going to spend it on. But it's just been sitting there, and I just felt like that it'd be better for me to just have X amount of money sitting in a bank account than for me to just have all these, just go goof off and do whatever with just my friends that it won't matter in 10 years. But so I just had all this money that I've been saving and keeping in a bank account. And then this came around, and we were like, well, we obviously need the funding, and I didn't want to be tied up with my parents or any friends or any other companies that I'd have to loan to. So it was 110% funded by just myself. So I paid for the prototyping of everything, all the ship, everything. So anything that went into prototyping to getting these motors, to getting the website built and things like that, that was all done myself, which most people don't know. And that's something that I'm really proud of, because most people think they're like, oh, like your parents are, both my parents are doctors, and oh, you think your parents,
Right.
they paid for it and whatnot. And I'm like,
Right.
well, no,
Yeah.
like I did it all myself. I didn't want to be tied up because I wanted to make my own decisions. And that's why I wanted to go into my own business in the first place, is because I wanted to be 100% in control of how much is stocked, who it's sent to, how much I receive, how many events I sponsor. Like any event I go to, like the Tiny Whoop event yesterday or 2 days ago, I want to be able to support and sponsor every event I go to, just because like the race managers are putting on and they are putting up a race, putting up the gates, getting there early and things like that. So I want to support them and grow their events as much as possible. So I wanted to have 100% control of that, which is why I started it. And if I was under, like with any other company and stuff, I'd have to ask somebody else first, my higher up or something, which is not something I wanted to do. So I just wanted to have complete control. I was going to support it myself. And I figured, like, if I've got this funding or whatever for myself, I can use it on something it'll better the community, and it'll just be a learning experience for myself. If I have to spend X amount of money to get this business going and to get that experience just for life in general, then I'll do it. So, it's completely funded by my bank account, and it's grown from there. Obviously, now we're back into like the positive numbers. So we've paid off our so we've paid off all that prototyping, and I'm so glad to not be in debt to that prototyping, because we had so much dumped into that. But we've been able to just do so many sales that we're back into the green, and then now with the motors coming on, like we've been able to just build it to where now that it's a lot of the sales now are just straight profit, which is great. So I'm really happy to have gotten to this point, and it's really paid off to where it's now, instead of the number being, because I took a screenshot of the number of my bank account when I started, and I obviously, that was 4 or 5 months ago now, and then I just watched it. It was just like tick tock, tick tick tick, and then November 14th, which was the day we launched, it skyrocketed, and it kept going up and up and up. And then now, after hundreds of sales of frames and motors, now we're back up to where it is, and now it's just growing, which it feels amazing to have been able to build something like that and get to where it's like a successful business that's in the green and growing and things like that. So I'm super excited. But this 100% funded by me, no one else, no help or like money under the table from my parents or anyone like that. It was just
hey, Dad,
me saving and not doing anything.
$50,000.
Yeah. So, I'm really happy with it. I know that my parents, that I did, it was my money, so I had to make some decisions that maybe they weren't too happy about, like, oh, do you really want to do that? Do you realize how much money it is? And I just had to be like, well, I'm 100% confident in this design. It's my money, so I'm going to take the risk, and it's ended up paying off. There's a bunch of risks that I had to put into it, and I'm super happy with how it turned out.
I work for I've worked for huge corporations. I worked for Yahoo at one point. And I'm a software engineer, so I'm in a different space. Like, we're not doing material work, we're doing software. But right now I work for another startup, small company. When I joined, I was like the 9th person in the company. And we're growing very quickly. As a matter of fact, we're growing faster than we expected. Let me put it that way. And the expectation was that we would grow quickly. The growth has come a lot faster than we thought. What are, one of the things that we've had to learn as a company is that you can't rest on your laurels, right? Like, if you come out with a good frame, if you come out with a good motor, or if you come out, in our case, you come out with a good feature, you come out with something new, that holds you for a little bit. But you have to keep coming out with the new things. So what plan do you and Armando and everybody else have in order to keep that cadence going, where you are, not just rest. I mean, like, you just won the nationals. There's this big hype around you. You're able to sell your frame, but like, what happens 4 months down the road when there's a lull, DRL hasn't started? the glory from the nationals is faded, what are you doing then?
Yeah, so we definitely had to we definitely had to think about that, and we've been able, especially now, is we wanted to be the company that was always at the top of your Facebook, and they were always there just putting out new things. You're always seeing the pilots winning with it, and we just saw, and it's just like human nature. It's like if you see a frame succeeding or a product succeeding that all the top guys that you watch are always using, like you're going to want to use that. So one way that we've tried to keep the hype around it is we want to keep a constant flow of social media up, because social media is huge in drone racing. It's Facebook is like the lifeline of the drone racing industry, Instagram, things like that. So we knew that the initial investment of getting all this team built up and giving out all these discount codes and things like that to get people to buy the frame it would be huge, and that'd be us losing money essentially. However, those people are constantly winning races, constantly making posts, making videos, things like that, doing build videos, things like that. So every single day when I'm online, you can just, every single post you'll see, it'll correlate right back to you, because I go on the website and see who ordered, how much they ordered, and it'll correlate every single time to a post. So we're keeping a constant flow, and we've been able to do that just because we built such a huge team and community through all these top pilots, because all these top pilots have their small little fan bases throughout the world. And if we evenly distribute all of our team pilots and who we support, then each of those small communities can kind of support you, and then it turns into this one really big community because they all have something in common. To have a community, you have to all have something in common. So we targeted all these really small communities with all these big pilots, and then those have kind of all grown into getting 533 products and getting shirts, hats, whatever, and that's turned into one big community. So now they all have something in common. They all know the name to like my face and Armando's and all these top pilots that they liked and enjoyed and follow through their small community, and now it's turned into this bigger one. So we've really worked on building a community to where if you have an issue at a race, we want it to be big enough to where somebody can break an arm, but then somebody else also flies that frame of the race, and they can just give you an arm. And then they know that if they do something like that, that us at 533, we're going to replace that arm for you because you helped somebody out there like that. So we've tried to come out as a community with positive vibes, things like that, just that like we are like, there's companies that say we're like a frame built by racers for racers, things like that. Like I am a racer, like I'm on the DRL, like, and we have all these other racers that are like the top guys, and so we know what people want, we know what the top guys want, and we can keep promoting that through the top guys' social medias and things like that. And then on top of that, it was just, I mean, to have something sell well, you need a good product to start off with. So Armando has done an amazing job. He created what we seriously believe is one of the best products that's been on the market as far as the frame industry. And then we just keep a constant flow. Is like, and I think I compared this to in Nurk's podcast, he did a build video. That's another example of us using a big creator, sending him stuff, helping him out, and then him helping us back in return. But I compared us to Tesla, the Tesla Motor Company. So I don't know if you know this, but like so the Tesla Model S or whatever, there's not like a 2018 version, a 2019 version, 2020. It's just constantly being updated and things like that. So we're not going to come out with like the Switchback 2 or Switchback whatever, at least for right now. It's just, we just want, if there's an issue, we're going to fix it. So if somebody breaks an issue, we're going to fix it, and then that'll just, in the next frame they buy, that'll be fixed from China, because we're going to get that fixed and make the frame better. Because no matter what, as other things get better, the industry is constantly growing, so we want to keep up with that. So we're going to keep, so your first frame might be a little bit different than your second frame. It'll all go together, of course, even with your old parts, but we just want to keep growing and stay nimble, is what Matt, our website guy, says. And that seems like it's the key for a successful business, especially in the quad industry, which is such a fast-moving industry. Is just, you got to stay nimble, you got to stay ahead of the game, and you got to be the trendsetter. You don't want to be chasing the trends, you want to be starting it. So that's what we've been doing, is we've been targeting the top pilots, so we've been starting the trends. So we, like, for our SFGs, for example, I don't have a quad here with me, but so everyone started off with like the vertical box design. So it's a vertical arm frame, and everyone loved how they flew because of the vertical side braces. It caused the quad to carve really easily. So, but they're a pain to build. You need like a hammer and like pliers to put them together. It's just a huge pain. So we wanted to come out with a normal frame, so you can have your normal frame. We wanted a really simple way of putting those vertical braces on a normal frame. So Mondo used his insane engineering, and he came up with a really, really amazing way of attaching those vertical braces. And that's something that no one's ever seen before. So you had the ease of use and the easiest way to build a frame, which is like a normal frame like ours, has like the one screw arm removal, still stays super light, super durable. But you also have that same flight feel because in 4 screws, you can have that vertical arm feel and still be super durable. And even if you break one of those side braces, it's not part of the structural rigidity of the frame at all because it's total just an add-on. But if you do that on a vertical frame, then if you break that side brace, that you have to take off 2 motors, maybe the top plate, just to get that one brace off. Yeah. So we just wanted to bring that ease of use and that flight feel to those people, that community of people who wanted that feel. And so that's what we did. That's something no one else did. We came up with a really good way of doing it, simple, and then we just made a bunch of build videos. This is how you do it. We targeted top creators, and like Seth Griggs, FPV Addict, for example. He or not, I think that's FPV Addict, I guess. He did some videos on it, and he just loved it. He bought his first one, and he loved it. He's like, I want more. So we helped him out. He did some videos for us. Nurk, he loved it as well, so he did that big live stream. And we've just had so many guys that'll come to us just because of how much they like the product, just because they see like, oh man, that's a really good idea, like, and that's the trend that they want to get on. So we've been able, and then all these other companies, like, it's really funny because I haven't really experienced this before because I haven't had a company, but now you start to see like the clones and whatnot. And I'm sure you've dealt with people who've dealt with clones before, but now people are trying to clone it and stuff. But we've made the frames as such the tolerances and things like that. It's really hard to clone it. So, but yeah, we're really, really happy with it. All of these people are coming into us. We're building that community and we're staying ahead of the trends. So, and it's a lot like racing, for example. So I always tell people, like, they always say like, how can I get better? How do I stay smooth? And I always tell them that you don't want to be chasing your quad around the course. You want to be ahead of it. You want to know where it needs to be and you want to put it there. So it's the same way for business that I found is just, you want to find the next trend and you want to get there and make everyone else be chasing you. So it's like you want to get the whole shot, for example, like in a race. You want to get out there first. You want everyone else to be chasing you, always nipping at your heels, but you want to stay out in the lead. So we've really tried to do constant improvement. If somebody comes out with something or if somebody breaks it in a certain way, we want to be able to be nimble on our feet, get our product to match or better that, and we just want to make it so they don't have that issue anymore. And like I said, we try and stay a very positive company. If we see someone who like has an issue or something like that, we want to be the first ones to be like, oh, dude, we're more than happy to help out. Here's a discount code. Here's a free frame. Just all we ask is like a Facebook post or something like that, and that's worth our time. Not because we want to make money. It's just because we want to see people enjoying our products and things like that. So it's really been a huge learning experience just with that. And I've learned a lot from Serge at PyroFlip, and he has that same vibe. He's always willing to help out and stuff. So yeah. I've had to learn from other people at that. I've learned from my mistakes, and I've had to better that and just through the different techniques and stuff. But yeah, we really try and be a company that people want to go after for the good products, but not only that, but just because we have a good community and we're always trying to help out, always supporting races, because when you go to a race, anyone who's supporting the race, you're like, oh man, they helped put this race on, or they helped provide prizes and stuff like that. You're more enticed to help someone like that. So we try and stay like always supporting things like that. And we just want to be the person that you want to root for. So that's kind of what we've done, and it's worked well so far. We're really happy with the community we've built, and other people are really happy with how we've treated them. So that's the way we've kind of taken it. It's like, I think it says like you want to be treated the way that you would treat yourself or treat somebody else. And so we're trying to do the same thing. Like if I was a customer buying from someone else, I would love for them to take the time to talk to me. Like on my messenger now, like my friends make fun of me because I'm always like on my phone trying to respond to all these people asking me about just the most random things. But I want to be that person who takes the time to listen to you, to hear about what your issues are and help you like watch your race DVR. That has nothing to do with my business, but I just want to help you. And just if you're using a 533 frame, that's great. So just be the person that they want to cheer for and things like that. And it's really been good, I think, for our business because people they enjoy supporting us because we support them back.
Very cool. So last question on this topic. There's R&D, there's R&D, there's design, there's marketing, there's vision casting, there are running the financials. I'm trying to think what else is, part of a business, out of everything, all the skills that you're learning right now, whether it be any of the things I just mentioned or something else that I haven't thought of, which one is the one that you have enjoyed the most?
Well, like I was telling you, like I love hearing what people have to say about it, and I love hearing like how people enjoy the product, and I also like hearing what people don't like about it because I want to continue making it better and things like that. As far as what I've enjoyed the most, I really just feel like down the road 10, 20 years that doing this whole business thing, learning about the financials, logistics, things like that, how marketing works. Like we've tried so many things that haven't worked in marketing and found like the right community and things like that to market towards. And I just think just that in general, all of that combined together has really been something that like I said, I just can't get that out of high school. And I think that's something I've really, really enjoyed. But yeah, I love the marketing side. I love the R&D side. I love having my own team that like, I love watching them winning races and things like that I know that I've supported and helped them get there. So I just love that. And I love that we have a little community now so where like if I go to race and I'll see my frame or my motors at a race and it's just so awesome just that know that like, oh yeah, that person put their hard-earned money towards a product that I help bring to the market and stuff. And of course, if I see someone like that, I know that they put their hard-earned money, so they supported me. So if they break something or something, I'm always trying to just help them out, give them motors, frames, whatever, just to keep them going, just to know that how much I appreciate them. But at the end of the day, it's just something that I really am happy that I've been able to experience this. I'm obviously very lucky to have had the financial backing through my racing in the past and things like that. And of course, none of my racing success would have been possible without my parents and stuff in the beginning of helping me get quads, things like that. When I was just like 14 or 13, I couldn't get a job or something like that. Sure. And they helped me get started and whatnot. And so, yeah, it's just they've been a huge support. And then ever since I was just a little kid, everyone has been so helpful. RC community, now the FPV community, and making this all a reality. So I'm, it's something that I would do 10 times over again, and I hope other people get to experience something like this someday.
Look, as I look back on 15, 14, 13-year-old Mike, I would never have had the forethought or the wherewithal to save all of my money. And then never in a million years would I have thought that I could start a company at the age of 16. That's pretty impressive. And I think that Evan, like I said, win or lose, is going to learn a lot of valuable lessons. And I think that we will all hear many, many things about him in the coming years. This last episode that we're doing is his origin story. It's deep, it's in depth. If you've ever wondered how he got his start, where it came from, this is the episode you want to listen to. Talk to you soon. Bye.